Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull, and I love this toy. And this is completely out of left field for me because I've never really done any Masters of the Universe reviews on this channel before, but I have really been getting into this Origins line, and I've been really digging it. I've been picking up, I've got most of the figures, I've got most of the vehicles. In fact, I've got like a land shark coming in today in the mail that I can't wait to receive. And I found this guy a couple of weeks ago out in the wild. I actually bought this on a store shelf, and my good friend Patriot Prime messaged me. He says, man, you've got to review it. So you guys know I love my play sets. I figured, what the heck, let's give it a shot. And because this is such a big play set, I'm taking the approach that I did with my Scorponok review, where it's, instead of the point of view on the camera, this is so big that I'm just turning the camera around, shooting myself, and let's see how this goes. So, released in June of 2021, this is brand new and starting to hit stores right now. As of the time of this recording, like I said, I found mine on the store shelf at my local Walmart, and it retails for approximately $75. And right off the bat, check out this box. This is absolutely amazing. This is such a beautiful artwork on this box, and it's not exact. Obviously, it's very different from the original box, but the artwork, the style of the artwork is right on par with the original. Check that out. And this really brings back memories. I very vividly remember that car ride going to the mall. I didn't know I was going to get this when I was a little boy. We went to the mall. We went to the outside, the back door pickup of Sears. And I remember my dad getting out, going to the window, and coming back with this and handing me this in the back of the car. And of course, this was back in the days we didn't have seatbelt regulations or anything like that. Us kids just bounced around the back of cars back then. And I remember just sitting back there with this box, just not this box, with the box to the original, just marveling at it the whole ride home. This box brings back those memories. Check that out. That's just absolutely beautiful, beautiful artwork. Now, checking out the back of the box, we've got some not artwork. This is actually product shots of Castle Grayskull and some cross-sells showing us some of the other vehicles available in the line. You can see that land shark right there, which, like I said, it's in the mail arriving today, and I can't wait to get that. So we take everything out of the box, and what we're left with is Castle Grayskull. And check this out. This is absolutely stunning. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say I've had a lot of people on my Facebook and Instagram ask me this. Oh, hey, is it the same as the original? On first glance, for those of us that are not hardcore Masters of the Universe collectors, it looks very similar to the original, and it is very similar to the original, but it is a completely different mold. Now, I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm probably going to get some hate for saying this, but in many ways, I think that this is better than the original castle. Now, bear with me. I know those are dangerous fighting words to be saying, but the reason for that is because this takes, it's about the same size as the original. This stands at approximately 16 inches tall. Right here, I'm not counting the flag. It's about 13 inches wide. When we open this up, it's going to be about 26 inches wide. So this thing is about the same size, maybe a smidge bigger than the original, which I don't have an original to compare. I'm going completely off of memory and also off of comparison pictures that I've seen online, that kind of stuff, right? Now, why do I say that this is improved from the original? For several reasons. The material that it's made with, this is very lightweight. This is this plastic is very, it's not thin, it's not cheap, but it is very light and it's very flexible. And there might be some back and forth on that. There are some pros and cons to that. The cons obviously are that it does feel a little flexible. So I've been playing with my 2-year-old daughter with this for the last 2 weeks. This has lived in my kitchen table or on my kitchen table for the last 2 weeks, and my daughter and I have been playing with this on a daily basis. When she tries putting figures on the floors or on, you know, on the elevator or something like that, there's some flex. It doesn't feel as strong. It feels like you're gonna break through it, but it only feels that way. So there's some flex and some feeling of a little bit of weakness as compared to the old one. So that's the con, but the pro is that that plastic is actually going to last longer, and it's not going to be as prone to becoming brittle and breaking like the original. If you know anything about the original, you know why those things are so hard to find now complete is because many of those parts became brittle and broke. This is not going to become as brittle over time. It might become brittle in the next 30 years, but it's not going to be anywhere near as brittle as that original one. So I think this castle is actually going to last longer than the original one did. Apart from that, all of the play features from the original castle are included in this one, and most of them have been improved, so they actually play better than the original one did. I, in fact, personally, I'm going to tell you right now at the beginning of the video, my personal opinion on this. I think this castle, I like everything that this castle does better than the original, with one exception, and you're looking at it right now. It's the actual sculpt of the skull right here on the front of the castle. And so I preferred the more, if you remember the original castle, it had a more organic and asymmetrical look to the skull. I prefer that look of the just more organic and uneven skull, which was sculpted to look more like the mini comics that came out with those sets back then. I believe that, and I don't know this, I'm speculating here, but I believe the reason for this particular mold is because they were trying to get this to look a little closer to what we saw in the Filmation cartoon. So that's why the skull is more symmetrical and different looking. Nothing wrong with that. It's an absolute beautiful sculpt. Just a personal thing, because I grew up with the original castle. I kind of like the asymmetrical, organic look of the original skull. But other than that, everything else I like better. I like the way this one did it better. So, personal opinions, go in the comments, go nuts, tell me how wrong I am. Okay, so like I said, the castle here is approximately 16 inches tall, about 13 wide until we open it. And we can see all of the details here. We've got that green on green with some black details here. So we've got that almost like that limestone or that aged stone green with some brighter green highlights. And then we've got that black into the eyes and the nose right there. The door is molded in brown, which is really nice. The only time we ever got a green door was with the original castle. Ever since then, every Castle Grayskull since then has always had a brown door. And the original was sculpted to look like wood. So it makes sense that it's a brown door. We've got the laser cannon up here. We've also got the flag. And then just kind of going around the back here, we've got these roof thatches up here. Thatch roof, yeah, the roof thatches or the thatched roofs up here, also detailed in that brown, which makes it, gives it a little more realism right there. Now, I know that they were going for all the same features as the original castle. I do wish they would have added a couple of extra things, maybe take some cues from the classics Castle Grayskull. I really wish they would have made an actual functioning door right here. Even my 2-year-old daughter looked at this and goes, oh, the door, hey, the door won't open. So, I mean, my 2-year-old saw that. So, yeah, I completely agree. I think that should have been an opening door. Missed opportunity, but what are you going to do? The hinge right here, this is an improvement over the original again. Where the original one had 3 posts with the 2 clips that just clipped over them that are also prone to becoming brittle and breaking. This is a whole roll of hinges with a pin going down the entire length of the castle. So when you get this out of the box, the 2 halves are already put together. You don't have to assemble them, and I believe that's going to hold longer. Around the other side here, we've got these 2 clips. So again, we don't have those little pressure clips that are also prone to becoming brittle and breaking. These have these hinges here that you can just pull and rotate. So they actually hold the castle more secure in its closed position than the original one did. And they're also not going to break it because they're on hinges. They can actually move. So there's going to be some give there, and they're also going to be less prone to breaking. So right around the front here, we've got our first play feature, and that is the jawbridge. So as it was with the original, the jawbridge can only be opened by use of the power sword or any other sword you have available. It works exactly, well, almost exactly like the original one. The original one had a little lever. You would stick the sword in there and move it side to side. You would move it to one side to lock it, move it to the other side to unlock it. Real simple. This one is actually spring-loaded. So when you press the sword into the drawbridge keyhole, the door, you'll see, automatically just opens right up, and then you can drop it down. And then the detail right here on the actual jaw itself is very, very cool. It's got like this tongue molded in there, and also the teeth are molded in there. Very, very cool. Like I said, these are spring-loaded, so you can just close it right back up, and the door is shut again, ready for the next time you bring the power sword to open that up again. One minor thing I think could have been done better on this is, rather than putting the keyhole on the door itself, if you remember the original mini comics, the one-time Skeletor opened the castle, the slot was not on the door, it was rather in one of the stones on the side. And I believe the classics Castle Grayskull did it the same way. I think it would have been better served to have the slot over here on one of the stones, so that when you press the sword into the hole itself, the door would open and it would be able to open freely, rather than when you open it now, the sword's kind of in the way. You have to hold it, you have to remove the sword, you know. And obviously my daughter is not in the age range that this is meant for, but for example, the first time she went to open it, when the drawbridge came down, she tried to push the drawbridge down and pull the sword out the other end, which obviously that's not going to work. So yeah, I think it would have been better served to have the actual keyhole over here on one of the stones and have the door open unhindered. But there you go, that's our very first play feature right there. We'll go ahead and open this up. That's enough about the outside. And then we'll go ahead and open this up. And as we open this up, I'm going to start showing you everything that comes included with this set. So, of course, we get, let's talk about this Sorceress figure that comes included first. And here we have the Sorceress figure that comes included with Castle Grayskull. And I've never done an actual figure, an action figure before, so this is kind of new territory for me. But she does stand approximately 5.5 inches tall. And we don't have the, I'm going to call it the regular release of the Sorceress yet, as of the time of this recording. So we only have this one, which is molded in or colored in all white. I'm sure we're going to be getting a blue and orange version, more a Filmation style version later on down the line. But here she is. And yeah, the sculpting is pretty good. The body looks pretty much the same or extremely similar to what we've already gotten with the with Evil Lyn and with Teela. So yeah, the articulation is pretty much all going to be the same. We do have the added wings. So you got 3 wing pieces. They are on hinges, so the wings can move up and down. You've also got this tail piece right here. This is made of a soft, clear, see-through plastic, as you can see. So, or rather, this is more like a rubber. It's a very soft rubber. You've got the sculpting on the bird head right there. I think was she a falcon? I think she was a falcon. So you can see the sculpting right there. Looks really, really nice. And she's got a lot of really cool molded details with all the feathers. You'll see all the little details on the feathers right there. And you got like the little feather details right here going down her bodysuit right there. You got some more feather detail right here at the top of her boots. So yeah, she looks pretty good. She has, as far as articulation goes, the head is on a ball joint. The shoulders are on a pin and a swivel, so you can go in and out. You can also go forward and backwards. You can rotate at the elbow as well as bend at the elbow, rotate at the wrist, rotate at the waist. The legs can go forward, back, in and out. The knees can bend. They can also rotate. And let me see. It's not the knee rotating. It's right here at the top of the boot that rotates. And then the feet or the ankles themselves can go up and down, and they can also rotate. So she does have a pretty good range of posability. Let's get her standing straight. Back her up just a little bit. And then we'll show off her staff. This is the staff it comes with. And it's about, 5 inches tall. It's just a staff with the falcon right there at the top, and she can hold this in either hand. So we'll go ahead and put that there. We'll set her over here off to the side for a comparison. I kind of like to do this ominous, just kind of arms out posing with her like that. Let me see if I can get her standing straight. They're relatively easy to stand. There you go. Back up just a little bit, and for comparison, here she is with Teela. Again, the bodies themselves look pretty similar. I've noticed with Teela and with Evelyn, the legs seem to be a little more split apart than they are with the Sorceress. Maybe that's a small remold or a retool, I'm not sure. But the actual body themselves seem to be pretty much the same. Of course, there is some retooling because Teela has like the bracelets here on the biceps and on the forearms, and the Sorceress doesn't have any of that. This is just a smooth mold itself. The legs look pretty similar, and of course the bodysuit, where Teela's has like that armor molded on there, the Sorceress has the feathery look. So, you know, minor retools, but overall very, very similar figures. And that brings us back to the inside of the castle and what else comes included with it. So we've got the training piece right here. Very much like the original one, you've got a four-legged stand with a training piece containing a fist on one side, boar's head on the other. You can hit it and it spins, and that's a training device. You've also got the weapons rack, and this time we've got two weapons rack. We've got the one that, very similar to the one that was included with the original, but then we also get this smaller one, which I dropped that sword. But in the original one, this was actually just a cardboard cutout that would sit down here. So instead of a cardboard cutout, they actually gave us a second weapons rack, which I think is very, very cool. Now, we didn't get as many weapons with this set as we got with the original one. We only had 4, 5 if you include the Sorcerer's staff, but we've got I don't know what to call these, so you guys can correct me, but like some sort of a long-handled axe. We've got a rifle, and then there is a sword and some sort of a melee weapon. So those are really the only 4 weapons that came with it. But like I said, as I've been playing with my daughter with this, we've been storing some of the other figures' weapons and just putting them all over the racks, and they work perfectly fine. You've also got the ladder, and this is a considerably better ladder than the original one. It's actually wider. It looks like it's actually scaled properly for these figures. And what's really cool about this, I like this a lot. Of course, you can put this anywhere you want, just like you did with the original. But there's also a couple of spots inside of the castle that have these molded little holes right here, and then also here on the top. So there are 2 spots on the castle that are actually meant for that ladder to go on. So you can put it right here on the top, or you can move it down here to the bottom, and the ladder is actually held secure, which is very, very cool. A couple of other things that come with this one. I don't know that I would really call these accessories, but they are additions and improvements over the original ones. And that is the 2 computer consoles up here, the one by the elevator and then the one by the throne room, which again were cardboard cutouts with the original one. This time around, we have a proper, actual plastic molded pair of computers that are mounted on there. So that looks really, really nice. And you've got some stickers that are gonna go on there. And you know, you get that screen right there kind of showing you the universe on one, and you've got controls on the other. Speaking of stickers, there is a sticker sheet that comes included with this. You're also gonna get stickers for the rug right here, which is covering the trapdoor. You get a sticker for the throne. You get the 2 stickers for the flag feature, which we'll talk about in a second. And then, of course, you also get the sticker for the dungeon grate below that trap door. So let's talk about some more of the actual play features for the castle and some of the improvements that have been made here. So starting right up here at the very top, you've got the turret. Again, this is a classic feature from the original Castle Grayskull. And as you can see, it's on a peg. It just comes right off, and it's really well proportioned to the figures once again. And what's cool about this, a couple of improvements that have been made here, is that this platform is actually elongated as opposed to the original one, and it's even got a peg hole there, so you can actually stand the figure when they're manning these cannons, unlike the original one where you basically just put one hand, clipped it to one of the gun handles, and the figure just hung there. This time around, you can actually stand the figure up here, and it can stand. And then also, because the turret is on a peg, you can rotate it as well, which is a really cool feature. Whereas with the original one, it was on a slot, it just kind of clipped straight forward and it pointed forward, and that was it. This one actually is articulated. You can rotate it side to side, which is really, really neat. Over here, we've got the flag, which was another feature of the original castle. And the idea was that the castle didn't really belong to one side or the other. They were fighting over the castle. And whoever took control of the castle, the flag would show you who was in control. So you had one side of the flag was for the good guys, one side of the flag was for the bad guys. It's removable. Again, it's on the same kind of peg as the gun turret. And so you can put it on there, you can spin it around, you can also have your figures hold it and proudly display who's in control of the castle. Another added feature is this other platform right here, which connects to the same one as the same parapet that the flag is on when the castle is closed. But when you open it up, it provides you with a third spot for figures, which is really nice for my display. When I do have this on display on my shelf, I am actually able to put 3 figures up here and they're all housed perfectly fine, which I absolutely love. Moving down, we'll come down on this side, and of course we've got our elevator right here. And a cool thing about the elevator, another improvement over the elevator, over the original one. So I never had a working elevator on my Castle Grayskull. I was always left to my own devices with these toys. I built them myself. I had to put the stickers on myself, and I had no parental supervision. I was always kind of left to my own devices. And I think I was a little too young to be assembling Castle Grayskull by myself when I got it. So what ended up happening is I put this rod on, and then later realized I needed to remove the rod again to put the elevator on, and in the process of doing so, I snapped this back rod in half. So I never had a working elevator because right out of the box, I broke that rod. So what they did with this one is the rod is actually screwed in. It comes assembled already in the castle, and the back part of the elevator is also already attached to that rod. So the only thing you have to attach is really the bottom of the elevator, the floor piece here. You just snap it on and you're done. Same as before, you grab the little gargoyle, you pull on the string, and that's going to bring your elevator up. Now, a lot of people have noted that, as you can see right there, the elevator stays up. And then you, prove me wrong because we're on camera, and then you would tap it down to bring it down again. I believe it's worth saying that it doesn't hold, well, obviously you saw it just now, it didn't hold. It held a couple of times when it was new. And it certainly does not hold when there's a figure on it. So, you know, I always have to find a way to tie it somewhere to hold the elevator up. And there is an issue that I think the original castle did better. The length of the string was such that when you brought the elevator up, the whole idea was you could take your gargoyle and clip it to the floor to hold it in place. Well, this string is a little too long, and it doesn't really, you can see it doesn't really allow you to do that unless you bring the string over here, and now you're running the string in front of your figure, which doesn't really work. I usually try to come down here to this hinge and just kind of hook it to that hinge right there. That's at least what I've been doing. Now, moving on to the other side of the castle, of course, we've already seen, we'll stay on the bottom floor here, and we'll save this middle floor up here for last. So we've seen the drawbridge, and you can also open this from the inside. You can see the hinge right here, and it's spring-loaded again. You can just push on that, and that's going to allow you to open the drawbridge. And then down here, we've got some more room. You can put some accessories, like I usually put my training dummy right there, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, over here, we've got that sticker for the dungeon grate, which sits right above. And again, just like with the original one, what I believe to be one of the greatest play features of any playset of all times. And that is the throne room with the secret trap door. So you've got your throne up there. You can set any figure you want, most figures. The Sorceress isn't really going to work because the wings get in the way, so she doesn't really do a good setting position. Like I said, with my daughter, who I've been playing with this for the last 2 weeks, it's her world, and in her world, She-Ra sits at the throne of Grayskull, and that's who's been sitting on that throne all week. But the throne has foot pegs, so you can actually peg the feet of your figures in there and get them into a nice seated position. You get a figure standing right there on that rug, and when you turn that throne, of course I'm going to be in the way, so I'm going to take a better shot of this from another angle, but when you turn the throne, it opens the trapdoor, and your unsuspecting victim or your evildoer is going to end up down here in the dungeon, right above the dungeon grate. Usually he'll bounce off and go somewhere else, but there you go. So, and then to reset this, you just bring, you need to make sure that the chair is still facing the trapdoor. Bring the trapdoor all the way up, and then turn the chair to lock the trapdoor back into place. You can bring the chair, it will turn 90 degrees so you can actually have the throne facing straight out. Now, one last feature that I almost forgot to mention, it's a minor feature, but it is again another improvement over the original, and that is these ribbons that are hanging down here. So with the original castle, these were stickers. You would just stick them under these two pieces here, and it would look like a banner hanging in the background there. These are actual ribbon, and they are on a little peg that actually clips into these spots into the castle itself. So what's cool about this is that not only do they rotate freely forward and backwards, but there's these two spots here. There's also more spots here and here. So if you want, you can actually take your banners and move them around and place them in different spots of the castle. I just think that's a really neat feature. It's a very small thing, didn't need to be done, but they did it anyway. And it's a really cool, fun feature that you can just move your banners around and put them wherever you want. So I think that about covers the brand new Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull. Again, this is hitting stores right now as of the time of this recording. It retails for approximately $75. And if you're a fan of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, if you're into this new Origins line, which I don't know, if you like the original line, I don't know how you wouldn't love this new line. It's absolutely fantastic, and I've been diving headfirst into this. I've really been enjoying this new Masters of the Universe line. This is an absolute must-have. If you're like me and you like play sets, this is an absolute must-have. All of the features are there. Everything that you remember from your childhood is there. All of the play features are there. There's been some improvements. This is going to last longer, and it's good. It's just a great way to either remember or play with it, or play with your kids, or put it on display. This is a fantastic piece and a must-have for any fans of Masters of the Universe or any fans of playsets. And I think that about covers the Masters of the Universe Origins Castle Grayskull. What did you think of this playset? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.